How to be silently attractive. 11. Socially attractive habits. Stoicism habit. 1. The power of silent attraction. Have you ever met someone who doesn't demand attention yet effortlessly commands it? They don't need to be the loudest in the room, dress extravagantly, or seek validation. There's just something about them that draws people in. Their presence alone speaks volumes. This is the essence of silent attraction. Unlike traditional charisma that thrives on words and performance, silent attraction operates on a deeper, more instinctive level. It's the quiet confidence that exudes self-assurance, the calm energy that makes others feel at ease, and the kind of presence that earns respect without effort. It's not about seeking the spotlight. It's about becoming someone others naturally gravitate toward. The secret to this magnetic presence isn't about perfect looks or extravagant gestures. Instead, it's rooted in how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and most importantly, how comfortable you are in your own skin. Silent attraction is a product of internal alignment of mastering habits that project confidence, self-respect, and emotional intelligence without needing to prove anything. And here's the best part. You don't have to reinvent yourself to develop this kind of presence. You don't need to force charm or adopt a fake persona. Instead, you only need to refine the way you show up in the world by becoming more in tune with your best self. In this discussion, we'll explore 11 deeply compelling habits inspired by Stoic wisdom principles that cultivate inner strength, resilience, and a quiet confidence that naturally earns admiration. These aren't mere tricks or temporary fixes. They are time-tested ways to develop a presence that commands attention in the most effortless way. We'll talk about embracing true independence, mastering the art of quiet elegance, cultivating wisdom, and ultimately becoming the kind of person whose presence alone leaves a lasting impression. By the end, you'll understand that real attraction isn't something you chase. It's something you build from within. It's steady. It's unshakable. And once you embody it, you'll see just how powerful it can be, not only in transforming how others see you, but also in how you see yourself. So let's begin. Because true influence isn't about making noise. It's about making an impact without ever needing to raise your voice. Habit 2. Master the art of silent elegance. Sometimes, the most compelling presence is one that speaks without words. Silent elegance is the art of carrying yourself with grace, poise, and quiet confidence, allowing your very essence to make an impact. It is not about being the loudest voice in the room, but about embodying a refined presence that draws attention effortlessly. Think of someone who enters a space with an air of calm self-assurance without saying a word. They command respect. This is the power of silent elegance. It is a delicate balance of composure thoughtful actions, and a deep respect for oneself and others. The way you present yourself leaves a lasting impression, often more profound than anything spoken. At the core of silent elegance is body language. True confidence is not just in what you say, but in how you stand, move, and hold yourself. A straight but relaxed posture, steady eye contact, and controlled gestures convey assurance without arrogance. There is no need for exaggerated movements or restless energy. Simplicity is key. When your body language exudes calm and control, people naturally gravitate toward you. Equally important is how you interact with others. Manners are a reflection of inner grace. Greeting people warmly, listening attentively, and treating everyone with consideration demonstrates both respect and self-respect. Silent elegance does not require rigid formality, but rather an effortless grace in your interactions. People may forget what you say, but they will always remember how you make them feel. Beyond physical presence and social refinement, silent elegance is also the art of restraint. In a world that rewards loudness and constant expression, the ability to remain composed is a rare strength. When faced with challenges, resisting the urge to react impulsively grants you quiet power. Instead of engaging in unnecessary conflicts or being swayed by emotions, responding with deliberate thoughtfulness demonstrates that you are in control, not controlled by the moment. This principle echoes the wisdom of the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." True elegance is found in this tranquility. When your words are measured, your actions intentional, and your presence unwavering, people naturally trust and respect you. To cultivate silent elegance, start with awareness. Observe how you carry yourself throughout the day. Are you rushing, tense, or reactive? Practice slowing down, standing tall, and breathing deeply. Notice how you engage with others. Are you truly listening, or simply waiting for your turn to speak? Mindfulness in your interactions nurtures a quiet yet powerful presence. Next, focus on refinement. Silent elegance is not about perfection, but about presenting your best self with quiet sophistication. Whether through dressing with subtle style, speaking with clarity, or handling situations with grace, small, consistent efforts shape your aura. The goal is not to impress, but to bring a calm, confident energy into every interaction. Over time, this presence becomes unmistakable. People may not immediately recognize what sets you apart, but they will feel it. Silent elegance leaves an impression not through demands for attention, but through an undeniable sense of dignity and poise. Mastering this art allows you to move through life with quiet strength. You do not need to seek admiration. It follows naturally. In embodying silent elegance, you inspire others to carry themselves with a little more calm, a little more respect, and a little more grace. Habit 3. The subtle scent of sophistication. Sometimes the most unforgettable impressions are made through the smallest details. The subtle scent of sophistication is one of those quiet yet powerful elements that can make you effortlessly attractive. It's not about overwhelming those around you. It's about leaving a refined, lingering presence that stays in their memory. A well-chosen scent reflects self-care, attention to detail, and an understated elegance, all of which contribute to a silent, magnetic appeal. Think about it. How many times have you remembered someone simply because of their scent? Our sense of smell is one of the most instinctive and emotionally evocative senses we possess. A faint, pleasant fragrance creates an aura of refinement without requiring a single word. It's an unspoken message. I take care of myself. I value the details. And in those details, true sophistication is cultivated. However, this isn't just about wearing perfume or cologne. The essence of sophistication through scent lies in balance. An overpowering fragrance can be distracting, even off-putting. But a light, refined scent, whether a signature fragrance or the clean, fresh scent of well-maintained hygiene, naturally draws people in. It subtly communicates that you not only care about how you look, but also about the unseen details that complete your presence. The art of scent goes beyond smell. It's about what it represents. Taking the time to choose a scent that aligns with your personality shows a deep level of self-awareness and intention. Whether it's woody and grounding, crisp and fresh, or subtly sweet, your fragrance should reflect the calm, composed energy you carry. It should enhance your presence, not define it. Yet sophistication extends beyond fragrance. It is reflected in how you care for yourself overall. Cleanliness, grooming, and thoughtful attention to your appearance speak volumes about your self-respect. This isn't about vanity or impressing others. It's about presenting your best self to the world because you value yourself. Quiet confidence is built in these small but meaningful acts, and the impression they leave lasts far beyond a first encounter. The Stoics believed that external presentation should align with inner values. Seneca once said, "Let your outward appearance be simple and dignified, reflecting the serenity of your mind." Cultivating a subtle yet refined presence through scent and personal care conveys the image of someone who is calm, composed, and mindful, not through words, but through action. To embody this habit, start with mindfulness in your self-care routine. Choose a scent that feels authentic to you, something that enhances, rather than overpowers your presence. Pay attention to the finer details: clean, well-groomed hair, fresh breath, a polished yet effortless appearance. These are not grand gestures, but they quietly communicate to those around you, creating an aura of understated sophistication. Remember, silent attraction isn't about trying to stand out. It's about being effortlessly memorable. Scent, when used with subtlety and care, is one of the most powerful ways to achieve that. It becomes a quiet signature, a part of your presence that lingers even after you've left the room. Mastering the subtle scent of sophistication is about more than fragrance. It's about the quiet message it sends. I take pride in who I am. I care about the details. I respect myself. And that message, delivered without a single word, makes you irresistibly unforgettable. Habit 4. The power of being fully present. In a world overflowing with distractions, there is something undeniably captivating about someone who is truly present. Being fully present is more than just physically showing up. It's about offering your undivided attention to the moment and the people around you. This quiet yet powerful habit makes you stand out, not because you seek attention, but because you provide something increasingly rare: genuine connection. We have all experienced the frustration of speaking to someone who is only half listening, their eyes flickering to their phone, their mind clearly elsewhere. It feels dismissive, as if your words don't matter. On the other hand, when someone is fully engaged, meeting your gaze, listening without interrupting, and responding with sincerity, the experience is entirely different. You feel heard, you feel valued, and that is the silent power of presence. It draws people in by making them feel important. Being fully present isn't about perfection, it's about intention. It means resisting the urge to check your phone, avoiding the temptation to mentally rehearse your next response, and instead immersing yourself in the conversation. It's about focusing on the other person's words, observing their expressions, and responding with genuine curiosity. When you master this habit, your connections deepen, not just because of what you say, but because of how you make people feel. The Stoics understood this power well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." They believed that true strength and wisdom come from engaging fully with the here and now, rather than being trapped in the past or lost in the future. When you are present, you are in control of your mind, your emotions, and your interactions. This quiet composure makes you someone others naturally respect and gravitate toward. Being present also means cultivating awareness without judgment. It's about noticing the subtleties, the emotions behind someone's words, the energy of a room, the unspoken signals in a conversation. This heightened perception makes you more empathetic, more socially intelligent, and more attuned to the people around you. And when you combine genuine presence with this level of awareness, you become quietly irresistible. To develop this habit, start with mindfulness in your daily life. Whether you're having a conversation, eating a meal, or walking outside, focus entirely on the experience. Put away distractions. Listen more than you speak. Notice the details, the tone of voice, the pauses, the expressions. When you give your full attention, you radiate calm, confidence, and care qualities that make people feel safe and valued in your presence. Presence is magnetic because it is rare. In a world constantly competing for attention, the one who offers their undivided focus stands out, not by trying to be noticed, but by making others feel seen. When you give someone your full attention, you communicate something profound without saying a word. You matter. And that is a message people never forget. Being fully present isn't about grand gestures. It's about small, consistent moments of genuine connection. It's about showing up not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. When you cultivate this habit, you'll notice how conversations become more meaningful, how people open up to you effortlessly, and how your relationships grow stronger. Presence builds trust. Trust creates attraction, and attraction, when rooted in respect and authentic connection, is both subtle and powerful. In a world filled with noise, be the person who listens. Be the one who is fully there. You'll be surprised by how magnetic you become, not because you demand attention, but because your quiet focus makes others feel truly seen and appreciated. That is the kind of silent allure that leaves a lasting impression. Habit 5. The allure of mystery. In an age where oversharing has become second nature, there is something undeniably magnetic about a person who retains an air of mystery. A touch of mystery isn't about being distant or secretive. It's about revealing just enough to spark curiosity while keeping certain aspects of yourself private. It's the ability to hold back in a way that makes others lean in, intrigued and eager to know more. Mystery is compelling because it leaves room for imagination. When you lay out every detail of your life for all to see, there is nothing left to discover. But when you selectively share, revealing only what is meaningful while keeping other things personal, you invite others to be curious. This isn't about manipulation. It's about the natural allure of the unknown. Human nature craves discovery, and when you cultivate a sense of mystery, You naturally become someone others want to understand on a deeper level. But being mysterious doesn't mean being closed off or playing games. It's about intentionality. You don't need to explain every choice you make or seek validation for your actions. Instead, focus on speaking with purpose. Share enough to connect, but not so much that every aspect of your life becomes predictable. When you strike this balance, you exude quiet confidence, self-assured, intriguing, and effortlessly captivating. The Stoics understood the power of restraint. Epictetus advised, "Be silent, or let your words be worth more than silence." Mystery functions in much the same way. It's not about withholding for the sake of it, but about recognizing the value of your words and actions. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is an art, one that makes others respect and pay closer attention when you do choose to share. Creating an air of mystery extends beyond words. It's reflected in your actions as well. Let your choices speak for themselves, without always offering explanations. When you make a bold move, resist the urge to justify it. This quiet assurance signals that you don't seek approval. You are content with your own path. People are naturally drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin, who live with a sense of depth and purpose that doesn't need constant validation. One of the most effective ways to cultivate mystery is to live a multi-dimensional life. Be someone with depth interests, passions, and values that aren't immediately obvious. Let people discover different aspects of you over time, like peeling back the layers of a story. The more there is to uncover, the more engaging, memorable, and meaningful your presence becomes. To embrace this habit, ask yourself, am I sharing to build connection, or am I oversharing to seek approval? The goal is not to be distant, but to be deliberate. Share enough to foster trust and understanding, but hold back enough to leave space for curiosity. Let people earn the right to know the deeper stories of your life. This not only protects your personal space, but also makes your connections richer and more rewarding. When you cultivate a touch of mystery, you become someone who cannot be easily defined. You remain intriguing, someone people can't quite figure out, someone they are drawn to because there is always more beneath the surface. Mystery invites attention without demanding it. It makes people want to return, to learn more, to understand you in ways they haven't yet uncovered. In a world where most people are open books, be the one who offers only a glimpse of the story. Let them wonder. Let them imagine. That quiet intrigue, paired with unwavering confidence, creates an irresistible presence, one that lingers in their minds long after you've left the room. Habit 6. Cultivate cultural wisdom. There is a quiet allure to those who carry themselves with confidence and an expansive understanding of the world. Cultivating cultural wisdom isn't about flaunting knowledge or showing off intellectual superiority. It's about approaching life with curiosity, embracing different perspectives, and enriching your interactions with depth and insight. People are drawn to those who listen attentively, learn continuously, and contribute meaningfully when the moment calls for it. Cultural wisdom is not just about memorizing facts, speaking multiple languages, or knowing world history. It's about being genuinely curious about people, their traditions, and the diverse ways in which they experience life. It reflects an openness to the world beyond your immediate surroundings, signaling that you do not live in an intellectual or emotional bubble. When you cultivate this awareness, you develop an ability to engage in conversations that go beyond the superficial, making every interaction more meaningful and memorable. The power of cultural wisdom lies in the way it fosters connection. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel heard, understood, and valued. When you take an interest in different cultures, ideas, and experiences, you become someone who can connect with people from all walks of life. Instead of imposing your views, you offer insights that encourage reflection and dialogue. This makes you not just a speaker, but a person others truly want to engage with. The Stoics understood the importance of seeing the world clearly and deeply. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Look beneath the surface. Let not outward appearances mislead you." Cultural wisdom grants you this ability to see beyond assumptions, to navigate complex social landscapes with ease, and to approach life with a broader, more adaptable mindset. It prevents rigid thinking and fosters a quiet yet compelling presence, one that makes you both respected and intriguing. To develop cultural wisdom, start by expanding your horizons. Read books that challenge your beliefs, explore art and philosophy from different cultures, and engage in conversations with people whose experiences differ from your own. If possible, travel to places outside your comfort zone. But even if travel isn't an option, immerse yourself in global perspectives through films, documentaries, and online resources. The goal is not to become a walking encyclopedia, but to develop a sincere appreciation for the richness of human experience. Another key aspect of cultural wisdom is the ability to listen without judgment. Too often, conversations become battlegrounds of agreement and disagreement, but true wisdom lies in the willingness to understand before reacting. When someone shares their views, resist the urge to immediately approve or dismiss them. Instead, ask thoughtful questions, seek deeper understanding, and demonstrate genuine interest in learning, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. People respect those who create space for meaningful conversation, rather than those who dominate it. Being knowledgeable doesn't require you to overshadow others. The most compelling individuals are those who know when to share and when to remain silent. When you do contribute, do so with humility and authenticity. Offer insights, not to impress, but to enhance the conversation. True wisdom is not about proving intelligence, it's about deepening the quality of discourse and leaving people feeling enriched by your presence. Ask yourself, am I open to learning from every person I meet? Cultivating cultural wisdom is not about how much you know, but about how willing you are to grow. When you embody this mindset, you radiate a quiet intelligence that naturally draws people in. Not because you are trying to be impressive, but because you genuinely care about understanding the world and those who inhabit it. People are naturally attracted to those who bring depth to a conversation, those who offer perspectives that make them pause and think. By fostering cultural wisdom, you become someone whose presence is both calming and intellectually stimulating. You will find that people seek your company not because you are the loudest voice in the room, but because your quiet, thoughtful nature leaves a lasting impact. In a world where opinions are often loud and shallow, be the person who speaks with depth and grace. Cultivate wisdom, not for the sake of appearance, but for the richness it brings to your life. And as you do, watch as people are drawn to the steady, grounded energy you exude. That is the silent power of cultural wisdom. It makes you not just attractive, but truly unforgettable. Habit 7. The quiet power of compassion. In a fast-moving world where everyone seems to be in a rush, there's something profoundly captivating about a person who pauses to show genuine kindness. Compassion isn't about grand, dramatic gestures. It's a quiet force, a steady heartbeat that makes people feel safe, understood, and valued in your presence. While many strive to attract others through charm or wit, true magnetism lies in being someone who listens, who cares, and who offers warmth without expecting anything in return. Compassion is found in the smallest acts, a kind word at the right moment, a reassuring smile, a patient ear when someone needs to be heard. These gestures may seem insignificant, yet they leave a deep and lasting impact. Why? Because in a world where many interactions feel transactional, sincere kindness stands out. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel seen and accepted rather than judged. More than just an admirable trait, compassion builds a bridge between people. It creates trust, deepens connections, and fosters a sense of closeness that no amount of charisma can replicate. It's not about fixing others' problems or always having the perfect words to say. It's about being present, showing up for others with patience and sincerity. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply let someone know they're not alone. The Stoics, often perceived as emotionally detached, actually emphasized kindness and empathy as essential virtues. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This doesn't mean allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Rather, it speaks to the strength of maintaining an open heart while upholding personal integrity. True compassion is not weakness. It's the ability to understand others' struggles without losing your own sense of self. To cultivate this quiet power, start with active listening. Most people listen to respond, but the truly compassionate listen to understand. When someone shares their thoughts or feelings, resist the urge to jump in with solutions or advice. Instead, give them your full attention. Sometimes, people don't need answers. They just need to feel heard. Compassion also requires patience, both with others and with yourself. No one is perfect, and life is rarely smooth. How you handle difficult moments speaks volumes about your character. When you remain calm and supportive, even in frustrating situations, you demonstrate emotional maturity, a trait that is quietly, irresistibly attractive. People may not always express their gratitude in the moment, but they will remember the presence of someone who stood by them when they needed it most. Ask yourself, do I make others feel valued and understood? If the answer isn't always yes, that's okay. Compassion is a habit that can be nurtured over time. Start by extending kindness to yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, so prioritize your own emotional well-being first. When you practice self-compassion, it becomes easier to offer the same patience and understanding to others. Being compassionate doesn't require perfection. It doesn't mean you'll always know exactly what to do or say. It simply means being there, being genuine, and being kind. And that quiet kindness, it lingers. It leaves a lasting impression, not because it demands attention, but because it makes people feel valued in a world that too often overlooks the power of empathy. In the end, the heartbeat of compassion isn't about changing the world. It's about changing the way you show up in it. Be the person who listens more than they speak, who offers kindness without expecting anything in return, and who remains patient in moments of frustration. Silent attraction isn't about being the loudest presence in the room. It's about having a presence that others gravitate toward. And compassion, offered sincerely and without fanfare, is one of the most powerful forms of presence there is. Habit 8. Laughter and joy in a world that often feels heavy with the demands of daily life. There's something irresistibly magnetic about someone who radiates genuine joy. Laughter, after all, is one of the most universal human experiences, capable of breaking barriers and turning even the most difficult situations into something more bearable. It has a unique power, one that transcends cultures and languages, effortlessly uniting people. When you cultivate the habit of embracing joy, finding humor in life's moments, both big and small, you become someone others instinctively want to be around. Your presence becomes like a breath of fresh air, warm and inviting, infusing every space with a sense of lightness and ease. Life is challenging, and no one is immune to struggle. Yet, those who have the ability to find humor even in difficult circumstances demonstrate an inner strength that quietly commands respect. This strength isn't about being the loudest or most attention-grabbing person in the room. Rather, it's about possessing an unshakable sense of joy that allows you to remain grounded, even when life's unpredictability tests you. It's about carrying a light heart that puts others at ease, creating a space where they feel comfortable, safe, and accepted, regardless of the chaos swirling around them. Stoicism, often seen as a philosophy that emphasizes seriousness and emotional restraint, actually encourages a mindset that aligns perfectly with this approach to joy. The Stoics taught that while we can't control the external events that happen to us, we do have the power to control our response to them. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Choosing to approach life's challenges with humor isn't just a coping mechanism, it's an expression of quiet strength. It shows that you're in charge of your emotions, not the other way around. It also speaks to resilience, the ability to stay grounded and maintain an inner peace, no matter the storm. Laughter also has a profound ability to foster deep, lasting connections. Think about it. How many of your most cherished relationships were strengthened by shared moments of laughter? Humor has an almost magical way of creating trust and intimacy. It brings people together, forging bonds that are grounded in a sense of shared humanity. When you laugh with others, you're saying, "We're in this together." It breaks down barriers and makes people feel comfortable being their authentic selves. This sense of belonging is powerful. When you can laugh at yourself and the absurdity of life's twists and turns, you become approachable, relatable, and yes, quietly attractive. However, cultivating this habit isn't about trying to be the funniest person in the room or forcing humor into every conversation. It's about embracing joy in a way that feels natural and authentic. It's about finding the moments of lightness in your day, no matter how mundane, and allowing yourself to enjoy them. It means not taking yourself too seriously, learning to smile even when life's challenges threaten to overshadow the good. It's about balancing the serious with the lighthearted, acknowledging the difficulties you face while choosing to focus on the positive aspects of life. To build this habit, begin by paying attention to the small moments that bring you joy. Maybe it's a funny observation, a lighthearted exchange, or simply a brief moment of peace that makes you smile. Embrace these moments. Lean into them. Share them with those around you. Offer a funny observation, make a lighthearted comment, or simply laugh at yourself when you make a mistake. This isn't about diminishing your efforts, but rather about showing that you're human and okay with it. When others see that you don't take yourself too seriously, they'll naturally feel more relaxed in your presence. And that's where real connections begin to form. It's also important to surround yourself with people who uplift you, those who bring out the best in you, and who know how to find humor in the ordinary moments of life. Joy is contagious. When you cultivate the habit of laughing with others, you create an environment where positivity thrives. People will feel lighter, more connected, and more at ease in your presence. And in return, you'll find that your own sense of joy grows. As you develop this habit, ask yourself, am I making room for joy in my daily life? Life doesn't always have to be so serious. There's strength in being able to laugh, even in the midst of hardship. When you can respond to challenges with a sense of humor, it not only shows resilience, but it also demonstrates emotional maturity. It's a trait that others deeply admire. It speaks to your ability to maintain grace under pressure and to navigate life's ups and downs without losing your inner peace. Remember, the most magnetic qualities aren't the loud, attention-seeking displays. They are the quiet, steady attributes that leave a lasting impression. When you share laughter and joy with others, without forcing it or expecting anything in return, you become someone people are naturally drawn to. This doesn't require grand gestures. It's about being present, finding joy in the small things, and sharing that joy with those around you. As you cultivate this habit, you'll notice that life feels lighter, not just for you, but for everyone in your orbit. Ultimately, it's the quiet sense of joy you exude that will make you unforgettable. People may forget the specifics of what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. When you bring lightness, humor, and joy into every interaction, you leave behind a positive, lasting impression. That's the silent attraction that comes from laughter and joy. It's not about forcing a smile or pretending that everything is perfect, but about embracing the moments that bring real joy, sharing them with others, and allowing your authentic joy to shine through. And in doing so, you'll find that silent attraction follows effortlessly. Habit 9. The art of self-care. In a world that constantly demands more from us, the practice of self-care stands as a quiet but powerful statement, a reminder that we must respect and nurture ourselves if we are to thrive. It's not about vanity or superficial pampering. It's about valuing your well-being, mentally, physically, and emotionally. True self-care goes beyond a routine. It's a reflection of the respect you have for yourself, and it communicates, without saying a word, that you understand the importance of maintaining balance in your life. People are drawn to those who take care of themselves, not out of a desire for attention, but because there is something undeniably magnetic about someone who exudes vitality and composure. When you make self-care a priority, you send a message that resonates far beyond the surface. I respect myself enough to invest in my health and happiness. It's a quiet kind of confidence that speaks volumes. Those who prioritize their well-being, who make time for exercise, proper nutrition, and rest, become an embodiment of discipline and self-respect. It doesn't matter if you're not a fitness model or someone with a seemingly perfect body. The simple act of taking care of yourself signals that you are responsible for your own health, that you value the gift of your body. And when others witness this commitment, it sparks admiration and appreciation for someone who takes their well-being seriously. But self-care isn't just about the physical body. It extends to mental and emotional well-being as well. Life is full of stress, challenges, and unpredictable moments, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. However, those who practice self-care learn how to manage these pressures effectively. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply taking a moment to breathe and disconnect, self-care helps you stay resilient. By maintaining mental clarity, you cultivate a calm and composed presence, something that others instinctively feel when they're around you. Your tranquility becomes magnetic, and people are drawn to it. The Stoics, such as Seneca, understood the value of balance in life. He once wrote, "A sound mind in a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state in this world." This ancient wisdom aligns perfectly with the modern practice of self-care. When you care for both your body and your mind, you achieve a sense of inner harmony. You don't just feel better, you become more attractive to those around you. There is a quiet strength in someone who radiates balance. Someone who has worked on both physical vitality and mental resilience. This combination makes you feel not only at peace with yourself, but also compelling to others. Setting healthy boundaries is another critical element of self-care. It's not just about saying yes to everything or pleasing everyone around you. True self-care requires knowing when to say no, when to rest, and when to prioritize your own needs. It means understanding that your time and energy are valuable resources, and you must protect them. People who respect themselves enough to set boundaries naturally gain respect in return. It's not about being unavailable or distant, but about recognizing your worth and ensuring that your time is spent on things and people that truly deserve it. This ability to protect your energy is deeply attractive, as it communicates self-respect and emotional maturity. Ask yourself, am I taking care of myself in a way that truly reflects my self-worth? If your answer is no, it's time to start making changes. Begin with small steps. Make self-care a non-negotiable part of your life. Whether it's committing to getting enough sleep, nourishing your body with wholesome food, or taking a few minutes each day to quiet your mind, these small acts add up. Over time, they will create a sense of balance and fulfillment in your life. Self-care isn't just a luxury or an indulgence. It's a necessity. When you take care of yourself, you are better equipped to show up for others. You'll have more patience, more energy, and more clarity to give to your relationships, your work, and your passions. This quiet sense of balance is inherently attractive. People are drawn to those who seem calm, composed, and full of life, not because they're trying to be noticed, but because they've created a life that feels good from the inside out. There is a certain magnetism in someone who is steady in their actions, whose energy is rooted in self-respect and care. It's not about grand gestures or loud proclamations. It's about showing up consistently for yourself, even when life gets busy or stressful. It's about honoring your body, mind, and emotions in ways that reflect your worth. Ultimately, the art of self-care is about consistency. It's about the daily habits and choices that reinforce your commitment to yourself. Whether it's engaging in activities that nourish your body, setting aside time for your mental health, or protecting your emotional energy. By setting clear boundaries, self-care is a practice that requires attention. And the beauty of it is that when you practice self-care consistently, something remarkable happens. People begin to take notice not because you're drawing attention to yourself, but because your quiet confidence becomes evident. Your presence becomes magnetic. Your well-being shines through in everything you do, and people are naturally attracted to that strength. Self-care doesn't need to be loud or ostentatious. It's a quiet, steady practice that builds over time. It's about showing up for yourself in a way that reflects your intrinsic value. And when you do that, you'll find that the world around you responds drawn to the calm, grounded energy you radiate. Taking care of yourself isn't just a way to feel better. It's a way to attract the right kind of energy and relationships into your life. So, start today. Make self-care a priority and watch how it transforms not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. Habit 10. Emotional intelligence and social awareness. Emotional intelligence and social awareness, these two traits, though often understated, have the potential to make you irresistibly magnetic in social settings. Unlike flashy displays of charisma or dominant personalities, emotional intelligence operates quietly, subtly drawing people to you in a way that feels natural and effortless. It's not about manipulating situations or trying to control the outcome of social interactions. Rather, it's about the ability to read the room, understand others' emotions, and respond with grace, empathy, and understanding. These abilities allow you to navigate social dynamics smoothly, creating a space where others feel seen and heard, not because you demand attention, but because your presence makes people feel valued. At the heart of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. It's the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, especially in situations that are emotionally charged. Imagine being in a tense environment where everyone is on edge, perhaps in a heated debate or during a stressful work situation. The emotionally intelligent person remains composed. They don't escalate the tension. They observe and respond with clarity. Their calmness, in contrast to the chaos around them, creates a sense of trust and respect. People are naturally drawn to those who stay level-headed and can respond to the emotional currents around them with ease. This kind of presence is compelling, and it invites others to look to you for guidance. However, emotional intelligence is not just about managing your own emotions. It's also about being attuned to the emotions of those around you. It's about recognizing when someone is upset, anxious, or excited, even if they don't say a word. Emotional intelligence allows you to connect with others at a deeper level because you understand what they are going through, sometimes even before they say it out loud. In social settings, this quality helps you avoid misunderstandings and builds trust. People appreciate being understood, and they remember how you made them feel, often more than the specifics of what you said. In addition to self-awareness, emotional intelligence also involves empathy, being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and genuinely understand their feelings. Empathy is not about fixing others' problems or offering advice right away. Sometimes it's simply about offering a listening ear, showing patience, or offering a thoughtful comment. These small but meaningful actions have a lasting impact. They tell the other person, "I see you, I hear you, I understand." See. And it's this deep, unspoken connection that makes emotionally intelligent individuals so attractive. They are not just present in a conversation, but deeply engaged, making others feel truly valued. Social awareness is another key aspect of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to pick up on social cues, to read the energy of the room, and to adjust your behavior accordingly. It means knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to take the lead and when to step back. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, emphasized the importance of listening twice as much as you speak. Social awareness is the practical application of this wisdom. By tuning into the social dynamics of a situation, you can engage meaningfully without overwhelming others or dominating the conversation. This awareness helps you communicate more effectively and fosters an environment of cooperation rather than conflict. To cultivate this habit, begin by focusing on your presence in social situations. Pay attention to the dynamics in the room before you act. How are people feeling? What is the tone of the conversation? Is there tension or harmony in the group? By taking a moment to observe, you avoid being reactive. Instead, responding thoughtfully. People are drawn to those who bring calm and stability into a room. Those who can assess a situation and adjust their behavior to enhance the atmosphere rather than disrupt it. A crucial step in developing emotional intelligence is to practice being present in your interactions. This means putting away distractions, putting down your phone, making eye contact, and truly listening to the other person. Engage with them in a way that shows you are interested in their thoughts and feelings. The small gestures, like paying attention to body language, the tone of their voice, or the subtle pauses in their speech, make a huge difference. These small mindful actions communicate that you value the other person's perspective. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen and respected. This is what emotional intelligence fosters: authentic connection. In practice, emotional intelligence and social awareness help you create an environment where everyone feels comfortable, valued, and understood. This doesn't mean you have to be the life of the party or always have the perfect thing to say. It's about being mindful of how you make others feel. When you practice these habits, you become someone people turn to, not because you're trying to be noticed, but because you make them feel at ease. You create a sense of safety where others can be themselves, knowing they are accepted. In today's world, where many interactions are driven by ego and impulsive reactions, emotional intelligence stands out. It's a quiet strength, a way of moving through life with grace, calm, and purpose. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you aren't just responding to people's emotions, you are actively shaping the environment around you in a way that fosters connection and understanding. This silent confidence is something others notice even when you don't say a word. Ultimately, emotional intelligence isn't about perfection. It's about being present, aware, and thoughtful in your interactions. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to lead and when to follow. When you develop this habit, you'll find that people aren't drawn just to what you say, but to who you are. Someone who is emotionally in tune, grounded, and approachable. This quiet yet steady presence is what makes you magnetic in the long run, leaving an impression that lingers long after the conversation ends. Habit 11. Consistency and reliability. In a world where promises are often made and then broken, few qualities are as silently powerful as consistency and reliability. These traits are magnets in their own right, drawing people in without fanfare or flashy gestures. Being someone who follows through on their word, showing up when it matters, and remaining dependable day after day is a rare and compelling quality that quietly commands respect. Unlike others who overpromise and underdeliver, you stand out by simply doing what you say you will, time and time again. Consistency isn't about shouting your virtues to the world or seeking constant validation. It's about establishing trust through your actions. It's the small, reliable steps that build up over time, creating a foundation of respect. People don't need to be told that you are trustworthy. They see it in the way you show up, whether it's offering support when someone needs it, keeping your promises, or simply being there when others are absent. This dependability fosters a kind of quiet admiration that doesn't require loud declarations. When you say you will do something, people know they can count on you to follow through. In the fast-paced, unpredictable world we live in, true reliability is rare. Many individuals today cancel plans last minute, break promises without remorse, or only show up when it's convenient for them. But when you consistently do what you say you will, you create a sense of stability that others can rely on. Your actions speak louder than any words, and it's this steadiness that attracts admiration. Being reliable means you are someone others can lean on during difficult times, a rock in the midst of uncertainty. You don't have to be perfect, but when you consistently show up, especially when it's hard, people notice and they remember it. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, placed a significant emphasis on discipline and the importance of living in alignment with one's values. He famously said, "Don't waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Consistency is a perfect embodiment of this idea. It's not about talking endlessly about what you value or what you believe in. It's about living those values every day. The most attractive people are those who act on their principles without needing to announce it to the world. Consistency, when lived authentically, radiates a quiet power and self-respect. This silent strength draws others in, not because you are seeking attention, but because people instinctively trust and respect you for your grounded nature. Reliability also speaks volumes about your relationship with yourself. When you are consistent, you are not only honoring your commitments to others, but also your commitments to your personal goals, health, and values. It's the small acts of consistency in your own life, Whether it's maintaining healthy habits, staying true to your beliefs, or simply showing up for your personal growth that build confidence. This quiet confidence is magnetic, as it shows that you don't just talk about self-respect, you live it. People are naturally attracted to this kind of inner strength because it's both authentic and earned. To develop the habit of consistency, start with the small promises you make to yourself and to others. If you say you'll do something, follow through, even if it seems insignificant. The beauty of consistency is that these small acts compound over time, creating a reputation built on reliability. You don't need to make grand gestures or display anything spectacular to gain respect. What's powerful is your ability to consistently show up, no matter how big or small the task at hand. Reliability also extends to your emotional steadiness. It's about being someone who isn't easily swayed by external pressures or situations. People are drawn to those who bring calm, steady energy to the room, especially when everything around them may be in chaos. When you cultivate emotional consistency, others feel safe with you. They know that you won't overreact in stressful situations or vanish when things get tough. This sense of emotional reliability is comforting and attractive because it fosters an environment of trust and security. Ask yourself, am I someone people can rely on? If your answer isn't always yes, start small. Begin by being consistent in your daily routines, whether it's waking up on time, sticking to your habits, or maintaining a sense of order in your life. Once you've built that consistency with yourself, extend it to your relationships. Honor your word, keep your promises, and be present for those who matter most. Reliability doesn't need attention or applause. It earns respect over time through quiet, deliberate action. In a world filled with distractions and fleeting commitments, being someone who is steady and dependable makes a lasting impression. You don't need to be the loudest or most charismatic person in the room. You just need to be consistent, true to your word, and always reliable. This is what makes you unforgettable. Your actions, not your words, create a lasting impact. People admire you, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you live with integrity and consistency, regardless of the circumstances. Ultimately, silent attractiveness isn't about big gestures or dramatic flair. It's about cultivating habits like consistency and reliability that speak for themselves. When you show up, when you keep your promises, and when you live by your principles, you naturally build trust, respect, and admiration. This steady, quiet strength not only makes you more attractive, but also allows you to leave a meaningful and positive impact on everyone you encounter.